Well, that was interesting. Only in NASCAR can you have a rain race, like a full-blown rain race, end prematurely and delayed multiple times because of rain. Only in NASCAR, man. Even when they have to race in the rain, they're allowed to race in the rain. Mother Nature still gets them. That's really hilarious to me.
Back Dalston, Cedric. Kurt Busch. Whoa!
How's it going, guys? Happy Sunday evening. You might be confused as to why you're seeing this Sunday evening. Well, I asked the Patreon members via my Discord, and they said that it was okay for me to upload this tonight. It was something I really wanted to get out as quick as possible. So I asked them, and they're like, yeah, you know what? Because, one of the benefits is the exclusive, for a few hours. But they're like, yeah, post it up. So big shout out to them. Big shout out to Caleb and Feffy Feff. Those are the two new Patreon supporters since I've been able to make a video. I haven't made a video in like 2-3 days, I think, so it's been a while. And the reason I wanted to talk about this one is because I purposely did not watch the truck race, and I did not watch the Xfinity race. I wanted to get into the Cup race at Coda completely blind. I did know that it rained in the Xfinity race and the truck race. I think it rained in both of them. So I did know that, but I didn't watch them. I just wanted to see what it would have been like, for a Cup race in the rain, because I don't think I've seen that before in my, well, not like a full one. And Coda, Circuit of the Americas. I thought the race, this one's going to be a little bit... You need to go to Coda a few more times. You need to have a race in normal conditions, first of all. But for a rain race, I thought it was unique, new, interesting, fun, challenging. It was all these different things. And I liked it. I thought the race was a little bit too long. I was kind of happy it ended. Guys, it ended at 6:30 p.m., I think. The race started at like 2:45. That's a really long race. So the rain made it a little bit longer than normal. And so that's why, listen, when it comes to rain races, I sometimes wish NASCAR, rain races and road courses, they kind of have to understand, like, there's a reason there's a time limit in F1. I would put a 2.5 hour time limit on the races for road courses in the rain, but that's just me. I think this it got to a point where the race was so long. The laps took so long that it was a little bit weird. But the racing itself was good. The strategy was decent, good. Stages kind of messed that up a little bit. It would have been interesting to see if there was no stages and you just had to race, from the get-go. So yeah, stages don't make sense at road courses. That's the only area I don't agree with stage racing, but it works in the other disciplines, so I'm okay with it. In the end, a few drivers that surprised me. I'm just gonna go off the top of my head here because I watched the whole race and I was keeping a very close eye on everyone. Austin Cindric, obviously the beginning run was really, really impressive for his road course background. You guys probably know more about Austin Cindric than I do because I don't really watch the lower series, but I know he's really good at road courses, so it wasn't really surprising to me when he was in that Penske car, that fourth Penske car, and he was leading the race there for a little bit. I think Tyler Reddick did really well. I thought Kyle Busch did really well. That was a little bit of a surprise to me. In the conditions, he did well. Chase Elliott came up towards the end. Kyle Larson, like he has been all season, was really good, and that makes me happy because I think undoubtedly he's been the strongest car and team and driver this year through all disciplines, road courses, speedways, short tracks, whatever you want to name it. Kyle Larson's usually at the front. Didn't win this one, but again, not really in his control. He would have won the race if the rain didn't keep pounding down. So the end of the race, you had Kyle Busch and Chase Elliott on a different strategy. Larson was on a strategy that would get him to the end. And the rain just pelted down and took it. So it's really funny to see how Larson loses these races. He finishes second yet again, but just like last week, it has nothing of his doing. Last week, you couldn't pass anyone, lost the race on pit road. This week, he's in position to win the race, to the full race distance, which is what your crew chief is supposed to do, is get you to the full race distance in the best strategy possible. And out of all situations, it rains too hard, and that's what takes the race win away from him. So that's really it's kind of sad and kind of funny to me that that's happening. But as a Hendrick Motorsports fan myself, seeing Chase Elliott win and seeing Kyle Larson second, I have no complaints. But yeah. Also, it's not really surprising that Chase Elliott won. It just isn't. He didn't really show a lot of speed in like the first stage, I think, but he came on, and it's a road course. If you have a betting favorite, it's probably the 9 car. So, was he the fastest car in the field? He was the fastest car at the end, but I don't know how much everyone was really pushing it. Kyle Busch was saving, and Larson, I don't think, was really pushing it. But I don't know. So in the end, I thought it was a good race. Now let's talk about some of the things that we have to talk about, including this big wreck. So this was at a point of the race where the spray and the slips and the slip streams and everything, and yeah, that was kind of bad. I know a lot of NASCAR fans don't watch F1, so I'm kind of talking directly to you guys because your knowledge of rain racing probably wouldn't be that high. Everyone else, you guys probably watch more forms of motorsport than I do. I specifically kind of stick to NASCAR and F1 and occasionally the odd motocross, supercross. So I don't watch sports cars, Le Mans, I don't watch that kind of stuff. So when it comes to rain racing, the thing is, in F1, they even have situations where you can't race because it's too much rain. There's too much spray. That's why in F1, when you see a rain race, there are sometimes they don't do a standing start. They do a rolling start. And in F1, there are also less cars. So, less spray to deal with. It's an issue when the spray comes. And I think today kind of showed everyone's inexperience within the sport. I'm talking about drivers. I'm talking about NASCAR themselves. Because it was, for the driver's standpoint, they couldn't see. You can't blame them for not being able to see. And there were certain guys that were just doing it for Dale and keeping their foot in it. And then there were other guys that were lifting really early down the backstretch because they couldn't see. It's kind of like when you're on a highway, right? And it's pouring down rain. It's pelting rain. Some guys go 40 miles per hour. Some guys go 65 miles per hour. It's, that's where it becomes really dangerous. The guy that's going 65 probably can't see. And, you just gotta hope that they could see you. And some people turn on their emergency lights, and that's basically what was going down at Coda, down the back straightaway, that long back straightaway, except you're going like 150 miles per hour. So it's a little bit different. Now, here are the problems. Yeah, the spray was too much, but it was compounded because of the restarts. You have 40 cars, all right? So you guys have to understand, the spray is just worse. You just have more cars out there on the track. It's not necessarily the fact that the car is bigger and wider. Yes, that's true. It is bigger and wider than like an F1 car, right? But F1 cars also go faster. So F1 cars do knock up a lot of spray, arguably more spray than a stock car would, because the stock cars are not going fast enough. So it's that wasn't the case. One of the main issues, and I noticed this right from the start. I thought about it literally before the race started. I saw it, and I was like, that tail light or the brake light or whatever you want to call it, that blinking red light at the back that you put on the race cars when it rains. That thing's it looked like the size of a golf ball to me. And I noticed that right at the beginning. And I was like, why is that even? I can't even tell when it's blinking. That there's no point. When you're watching an F1 race, you can clearly tell when there is a tail light in the rain. That thing is blaring red. You could see it very easily, even through the spray. Which is why a lot of F1 drivers don't have issues running in that spray. Now, obviously, you still want to get out of it, but you can still see that blinking light. With the race today, the blinking light just wasn't there. Even when it was not raining, I could barely see the blinking light. So of course, when it's pelting down rain and you're in a bunch of spray in 15th position, you're gonna have no idea where anyone is. That's NASCAR's fault. And that just shows the inexperience that NASCAR has of running in the rain. It's very clear that they don't understand the boundaries yet. So I'm not going to get on them for it because you have to do it enough times to learn from it. So I'm not going to get mad at them because they're very inexperienced with this. This is one of the first Cup races, probably the first Cup race I've seen run from start to finish in rain, in terrible conditions. So it's pretty unusual for them to deal with. But the safety features on the car need to improve. Number one, the windshield wipers are absolutely horrible. I don't know if that is a team mandated thing or a NASCAR mandated thing, but you guys, better windshield wipers, okay? You can't punish the drivers and teams for not being able to see. There were certain teams like, hey, can I use this to clean my windshield? Can I literally go out the car and clean my... And NASCAR was going like, no. Why are you saying no? Let them do it. It's your fault that they can't see. I don't know about that. But whether it's not the team or NASCAR, give them an adequate way to clean their windshield, which would be the windshield wiper, whether that is given to them by NASCAR or what, I don't know. That has to be better engineered, whatever. But most importantly is the brake light or the tail light. There has to be something blaring red, like just as visible as possible on the back of these cars. Not a golf ball. We're talking about, that tail light was the equivalent of a flashing red light at a stoplight. That's basically what that was. You're not going to see that from a specific distance. You're just not. So that's what actually really ticked me off was that safety feature. They need to improve on that. dramatically. That was pretty stupid, and I think that's what caused a lot of the wrecks. I mean, I also can kind of be like, wait, Cole Custer, why are you going down the inside, passing 4 cars, and like, don't be surprised when you absolutely T-bone someone from behind. I understand you can't see, but that's my point. Is the drivers? Now I'm going to switch to the drivers. They don't have experience in this either, so when you're running in that kind of weather, it's super dangerous, yes, and you have to take caution. And certain guys just didn't take caution. They just kept their foot in it and went for it. So it's a mixture of things. You have drivers that just went, balls to the walls and said, hey, I can't see, but I'm going to keep my foot in it. Do it for Dale. And then you have NASCAR that doesn't give the drivers and the teams the adequate safety measures to deal with the situation. So it's a mess on both parts, and then you end up with the dangerous crashes. Does that mean NASCAR shouldn't race in the rain? I saw that debate. Like, oh, we should never race in the rain. No. What do you mean? Racing in the rain is one of the most difficult, challenging, and rewarding skills that is in motorsport. It should be in NASCAR. I've been wanting rain races forever in short tracks and road courses. Now we've gotten to the point where we can have it. Now we're after one race because the drivers and the teams got a little bit, or the drivers got a little bit too, I would say, aggressive, and NASCAR didn't give them the proper safety features that we can't race in the rain. No. You should be able to race in the rain. It's not that challenging. As long as NASCAR makes the right call into when to stop the race or to give adequate safety measures like the tail light, they will be fine. You should be able to race in rain. I mean, that is not, there is no such thing as we should never race in rain. I know Kevin Harvick in his post-race interview, and he was pissed because he got T-boned from behind. I mean, that's really dangerous, right? Not expecting it. You get absolutely leveled from behind. You can definitely get hurt. He said we should never race in the rain. I disagree with that. You should race in the rain. You're a race car driver. I mean, and if we're going to be talking about some of the best forms of motorsport, literally every form of motorsport that's on a road course usually runs in the rain. And so with NASCAR, you should run in the rain. If you have the tires, you should do it. The speeds are not that high. I don't want to hear any complaints about the speeds or it's too dangerous. It's not. It really isn't. Today was an extreme situation where a lot of things happen due to inexperience, but that does not mean you should never do it again. That's really stupid, and hopefully that is not, a thing. I mean, I know for a fact as a race fan, and if I was in that car, I would want to race in the rain. I would not want to be sitting delayed until a Monday. The TV providers will want to race in the rain. The NASCAR themselves will want to race in the rain. There is no reason to run away from that. Arguably, it makes for a better race as long as you can do it. And it's more challenging, it's more rewarding, and it's good to see the drivers be challenged. So it's just that simple. You just have to ride that line of the safety features. That's all I'm going to say about that one. I think anyone that doesn't want NASCAR to race in the rain, no offense, I think that's just one of the stupidest opinions I've ever seen in my life. It just is. There are so many forms of motorsport that do it. NASCAR has no adequate reason as to why not to do it. There is no reason. If they were going too fast, maybe I'd understand, but they don't. NASCAR arguably goes slower than most of other motorsports in the rain because the car is so heavy. It's like tiptoeing around the track. So, yeah, no. They should definitely race in the rain. I don't want to hear any complaints about that. In the end, Chase Elliott won, and we move on. I mean, I think that was a good experience. I would like to see more rain road course races. I'd also like to see a normal COTA race just to see, because I want to see what the track is like we know what Sonoma is like for NASCAR. We know what Watkins Glen is like for NASCAR. I want to see what COTA is like. We know what Road America is like. I know what kind of racing we get at Road America. I want to know what COTA is like. This one didn't really give me that idea because, it was pouring down rain. I liked it, though. I thought it was really good. Was it dangerous? Yeah. Do they have to make changes? Yeah. But I don't think people should overreact on that part. I think the proper safety measures need to be put in place, but I don't think there should be overreaction from drivers and teams and NASCAR and be like, oh, we should never do this again. No, I think that's really stupid. Hopefully that doesn't happen. And yeah, so congrats to Chase Elliott. Thank you guys for watching the video. Thank you to everyone who subscribed to the channel. If you like the video, make sure you like the button. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Again, thank you to the Patreon members for, and everyone on Discord for allowing me to upload this Sunday night so everyone could see it at the same time. Most likely it's going to be a one-time thing. We'll probably go back to the normal because, they support the channel. They deserve to get the post-race review video the night before, and then YouTube gets it the day after. So we'll see. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your day. I will see you tomorrow, and peace out.